Welcome ESL to race one on the schedule as we are at Daytona International Speedway. And I am glad to be back with you guys as this is a different style of simulation racing that we have been used to. No real drivers, all AI drivers, but we have real team owners and they have to pay for their teams, their crew chief salary, their driver salary. Each team has two drivers, and each driver has different types of skill sets. There's so many things that the owners had to think about in the off season. And here we are getting ready to kick it off here at Daytona International Speedway. And I just want to talk a little bit about today's race. And this place really doesn't care about resumes. It's all about survival here at Daytona. We have a 40 car field, and the margin for error is zero literally here at this track. But there's one name that kind of stands out to me, and that is the 16 of Miguel Alvarez. Statistically, he's the strongest super speedway driver in the field. He's aggressive enough to make moves when it matters, but he's also disciplined enough to avoid forcing the issue early. That balance is everything here. Daytona winners, they don't dominate usually all the time. They wait and then they strike. So we'll see what that 16 can do here today. And look at Jake Holloway. He is your pole. He won the pole for this race. So he's starting first today. And Daytona never gives you a clean script, but there are drivers here like Cole Rutherford, Jake Holloway. These drivers are probably going to be lurking around. You know, they might not lead a lot of laps, but suddenly you could look up with like maybe 10 or 5 to go, and they might be in the top three, making a push and controlling lanes, and hopefully they could get into victory lane. And look at the number 48 from DLG, Victor Sokolov. Um, he's definitely a wild card in this race, as well as Wyatt Cross. These guys don't wait for opportunity, they create it. And that's either how you win the opener at Daytona or how you end up in the infield care center. So those two drivers also going to be drivers we're going to watch. We're going to want to watch throughout this race. So, we're not going to watch, I suggest don't watch that front of the pack all the time. That winner might not come out of there, especially if we have a big one. But it's going to be who's patient today, who keeps a clean nose, who still has drafting help when it counts. Because this race comes down to, if this race comes out to a late restart, and it usually does, the season won't be decided by who's fastest. It'll be decided by who's smart enough to be there at the end. So I'm looking forward to get this going. But before we get going here today, we will do our national anthem, and then we will kick off this race. we are back and getting ready to get this one going here at Daytona International Speedway. This should be a good one here today. Who is going to survive? You know, a lot of these races comes down to survival of the fittest. So what will we get here today? Will drivers come off the gate extremely aggressive? We don't want to see 3 wide. We don't want to see 4 wide. You know what things can happen at Daytona. It's a pretty sunny day here today. Tires are not a big factor. We're looking at about 18 laps on fuel. As the pace car comes off the track. Green flag waves and we are underway. Race 1 at Daytona. Holloway. Natalie in that 31 on the outside. Jake Holloway with the lead for now. As we are already 3 wide back there, that 77 to 16. We talked about Miguel Alvarez. He's already an outside in that 3rd lane, but no help on the outside there. As we are getting up to speed, already up to 190 miles an hour. We'll be pushing close to that 200. Look at that 24 of Dalen Prescott. He was 3 wide for a second. There's a lot of cars 3 wide there. As things are getting spicy early. Jake Holloway still leading the way. But for how long? As we are almost 3 laps in already. And everyone is battling here for position. Look at the 7 of Langford. He's 3 wide there with Natalie Brooks. And I think that's the 2 of Chase. It is. This is the 2 of Chase Wilder. He's one of those drivers that has a good chance to win this race, as the 38 is already moving on up, and we have a new leader. As we just completed 3 laps. 38 of Oliver Bennett taking the lead. On the outside, the 19 of Javier Rodriguez. We see Doug Britton in that 0190 car. He's behind that 48 of Victor. We talked about that 48 of what he could probably do here today. That's a 38 still leading the way. And the caution is out for the first time today. And everyone's racing to the line. And the 5 gets into an incident here as they're slowing down. Let's take a look at this here. As we're slowing down, something happens here. The 5, they kind of squeeze into 12 here. Yeah, they squeeze into 12 and they just hit the water. 17 gets into the wall. And man, incident already. And this is not even what caused the caution. Let's try to figure out what caused this caution. Let's rewind this back here, see if we could figure out what exactly happened. And this is what caused the caution. Let's look from above here so we can get a good look here. The helicopter cam. And we'll focus on that 10. And it looks like that 10 got squeezed. So, well, they squeezed that 24. This is probably a better look here. And that is definitely what happened. Look at the 30 to 02 to 24 to 0 to 18. The 6. So many cars got collected. Let's right on board the 6. See if we can get a better view here. A roof cam. Man, almost looks like he came unscathed. So Sophia's probably going to be out this race. Look at the damage on that car. And the 24 of Prescott. He got a piece of that as well. And whoa, what do we have here? That's the 170 on its roof. I definitely missed that one. Let's rewind this here and see. It's been a wreck fest already here. Everyone was trying to slow down. It was a big checkup here. The 16, oh, Miguel Alvarez, the 190 to 11. The 115 to 99 to 8. It was just a pile up. Someone slowed down. And it looked like the 43. So many things going on at this caution. The 43 slows down a lot. And that really creates the pileup. The 32 is trying to get out the way. Well, the 9 creates it. Actually, the 9 creates it. And the 119 gets into him. Man, oh man. Well, we were waiting for that big one. And it looks like that happened. A lot of cars got collected. Oliver Bennett is your leader. I know we're only a few laps in, but do you head out to pit road? I mean, you're looking up about 18 laps on fuel, give or take a lap or two. So do you just come in, top it off with fuel, put some tires on, and that looks exactly what is happening. It looks like the whole field is coming in. We'll see how these pit stops go. Who's going to come out first? How many tires they're going to put on? And no one's putting on tires that I could see. Everyone's just topping off with fuel, which is, oh, the 29's putting some tires on. So a lot of different strategies. The leader just topped off with fuel. No tires. The 29 looked like he put out right sides, and that was it. Back out onto the track. So there's a lot of mixed strategies going on here early on by these crew chiefs. And that's why some of these owners decided to draft certain sign certain crew chiefs, because some crew chiefs might take a gamble, some might not, some might just stick to the script. But Oliver Bennett, he is your leader. He's currently showing this number 7 in second, but we'll see what it is once we cross the line here. The standings usually takes a lap to up once they cross the line. That's when it updates. So if you don't see it update right away, it's because they have to cross the line first. As we take a little look at the back of the field, I don't see anyone out yet. Still showing everyone on the lead lap. And the 5 is heading on to pit road. And that's Tanner Bishop in the 5. And they're just fixing the damage. They just took off the hood of that car so he could just get back out on the track. As we go back to your leader, the 38. Tanner Bishop is part of MJ Motorsports. Matt Jones, he is the team owner of that team. We should get the 1 to go signal this time by second is the 19, third is the 31, fourth, Doug Britton with the 4. Chase Wilder in that number 2 is in 5th. Those are your top 5. We are just waiting for that 1 to go, and a 12 of Arturo Salazar from Low Fuel Racing. He is headed onto pit road, as well as the 170. That car was on its hood. I mean, on its roof. And they just took off the hood of that car as he gets back out on the track. And we are about to get back to racing. So hopefully that's the only caution of the day, but we do know Daytona, what can happen here. A lot of action already to start this race, but Oliver Bennett leads the way. And he's smoking in the engine. Just went on that car. As you can see all that smoke coming out of the leader. Well, he's not going to be the leader for much longer. What a turn of events here in the beginning of this race, man. Now, Oliver Bennett was looking strong to start this race, and he just blew up. And he is headed on to pit road. His day is definitely over. William Thompson must be beside himself, as that is actually that's not his driver. I'm still learning these drivers, so bear with me. As we are getting back to racing. As the green flag waves. And Oliver Bennett is actually on Nitro Racing. Trent Rivera is the owner, and he must be beside himself right now. Strong car, and he is out the race. Blew up his engine on the pace lap. As we get back to racing, and Natalie Brooks, she is your leader. So we are looking at pit stops at maybe 15 laps, or it all depends how much fuel these drivers are burning. And now it's Doug Britton in that 01. He is your leader. And he is on Nova Surge. Lotus Lee is the owner of that team. Behind him is the 25 of Caleb Foster. Then it's Natalie Brooks and the 77 of Dustin Crow. Caleb Foster leads the way. Dustin Crow in the inside, Jake Holloway behind that 77. And there's Victor in that 48. Behind them is Langford. Everyone battling here for position. Holloway in the lead. We still have 33 cars on the lead lap. Considering all that mayhem, we still have a lot of cars on the lead lap here. Jake Holloway. Looking very strong early on in this race. And our analytics show he has a 7.6% chance of winning this race. So he was in the top 10 as far as drivers that were fast at this track. In the lead, the 25 in second, and the 77 and the 48 battling for third. Man, it feels great to be back out on the track with everyone. I'm looking forward to the season. It's definitely going to be exciting. And it has started off with a bang with everything that has happened already. We are already almost 14 laps in. There's Doug Britton and Victor battling for fourth. Dennis Langford, Wilder, Rodriguez, Natalie Brooks. We have a lot of good drivers in this field. Natalie Brooks is definitely one of them. She is part of Prime Racing Incorporated. Sebastian is the team owner. Doug Britton currently in fifth. The two there, three wide there. Rodriguez, Victor, the two in the middle. That's not where you want to be. As they touch there, crossing the line. This is a great battle here. There's the 32 into the inside. That's a Logan Mercer in that tide. The 23 of Luke Maddox from Low Fuel, currently showing in 10th. Jake Holloway still in the lead. As we are still three wide here. And there is some lap traffic up ahead, so things are gonna start getting a little interesting here. As we've seen in the past, lap traffic can cause a lot of chaos. Jake Holloway was going to pass him on the outside. Not sure why he didn't. That 12 was involved in a wreck. He has no hood, so he has so much drag on that car right now. You do not want to be behind that car. And now the 77. He took advantage of these lap cars. He is your leader, Dustin Crowe. Dustin Crowe in the lead. He is part of now. This is pod racing. That is the team he is on. Tyler Rogalski is the team owner of that car. Jake Holloway in second. Now we see some new faces. The 4 of Connor Whitfield. The 119 of Jackson Reed. 119 is part of Hard Luck Racing. Robert Cron is the team owner. Blake Thornton in that 88. William Thompson is the team owner there of Sloth Epic Racing. And Hannah Kim in the 45 there. She's from Crossfire Motorsports. Javier Vasquez is the team owner there. As the season gets going, we'll start learning more about these drivers and these teams. No one knows what to expect this season. With the drivers and crew chiefs they signed, everyone's going to have to pay some serious attention to these races. Because you need to know how your crew chiefs, How are they strategizing the races? Are they putting your drivers in the best possible position to win? And how are your drivers doing on all different types of tracks? You know, do they have what it takes to win a championship? A lot of these drivers, all these drivers are under contract. And here we got some more lapped cars. Jake Holloway trying to navigate through. That one is holding them up. That's the one of Wyatt Cross. It's unfortunate for Cross. He had a great chance of winning this race, got caught up. Well, the analytics show he had a great chance of winning this race. But this is Daytona. Anything can happen here. And there's Hannah Kim. She is a rookie as well as Jackson Reed. So 2 rookies, 1 and 2 in this race. Oh, and we have some takers onto pit road. Connor Whitfield leads the way. Ooh, almost gets into the 11. Are they going to get tires? No tires, just fuel here. Like I mentioned before, you really don't need tires here unless you want a little extra grip. But tire wear is not a concern here. So it looks like everyone is just topping off and heading back out onto the track. As we go back to your leader of Jackson Reed. And here he comes onto pit road, and a whole gaggle of cars follows him. A 45-19, a 32, a 48. And we'll see what they do here. Are they just going fuel? And they are also just topping off. As Langford was the car that was still out on the track. Langford is your leader. So this crew chief decided to play the long game here. All these crew chiefs are playing different strategies, but he's all by himself. But not sure that's the right call for the 7. He needs a drafting partner, a few drafting partners. You're going to lose a ton of momentum coming out of pit road here and getting back out on the track. And that is the last of the pit stops. Jackson Reed. Hannah Kim takes a peek to the inside of the 4. We're still showing the 7 the leader, but they're coming out of pit road now. And here comes the 88 of Thornton. He's joins the party of 4. As they're going to go right by the 7. That's why the 7 made the mistake of coming in by himself. Because he has no drafting partner. They're just going to blow right on by. And now it's Hannah Kim into the lead. Hannah Kim showing a lot of speed here at Daytona. But that is one of Hannah Kim's strength. She does know how to wheel a car on a super speedway. All these drivers have their certain strengths. So when you have you know you have a strength at a specific track, you have to take advantage in that race, because you're not gonna know what the next race is gonna bring. So get the points while you could get them. Now we have another lapped car. Anakin goes to the inside. As we are past the halfway point of this race. As you see a lot of traffic. Everyone's kind of spread out now after all these pit stops. Still 30 cars on the lead lap. We are going to have one more round of pit stops here. It's going to be about 2 per race. Except on short tracks, you're probably looking at just 1, depending on cautions. Hannah Kim in the lead, but look at the traffic up ahead. The 88, Blake Thornton in second. They're side by side up in front of her. This is gonna slow things down, but this is gonna help that second pack of cars catch up. The 32 Logan Mercer, he's currently in 5th. They're about 4 seconds back. Hannah Kim trying to make a way for herself here. She's behind the 11 and the 99, the 16. That's the 11 of Brandon Pike. And Aisha, the 99. And now it's Jackson Reed. He takes advantage. He is your leader. And he's going to dive to the inside. He just wants to get by all these messed up cars. Now it's the 4 in second of Connor Whitfield. Then it's Hannah Kim. Then it's Blake Thornton in the 88. And now we're about to go 3 wide as we cross the line. Hannah coming inside the 4 in the middle lane in the 119 of Jackson Reed. They're all battling for the lead, and that's going to help the 88 make up some ground. And there he is. He quickly catches up. So right now it's a 4-car race with about 20 laps to go. And Hannah Kim leading the way. Connor in second. Connor has been fast this race. He is part of 307 Racing. Mitchell O'Brien is the team owner. Here we are, another car in the way. The 4 of Whitfield. He takes advantage. Now he is your leader. Your car handles so much differently when you have all that clean air. But you also need a drafting partner. You can't do it by yourself. At this track, no way. Let's take a look real quick at your top 10. You got Connor Whitfield in first. Blake Thornton in second. Jackson Reed in third. Hannah Kim fourth. Then it gets a little mixed up here, but we have the 15 showing in fifth, the 32 of Mercer in sixth, the 2 of Wilder in seventh, 19 in ninth, and the 01 of Doug Britton. He rounds out your top 10. But your leader, still Connor Whitfield. And he has pulled away. But that is not a good thing because cars will catch right up and they're going to slingshot right past you. And we should be getting closer to pit stops here. It's all going to be strategy. Do you come in first? Do you wait a little while? The strategies were all over the place. The last pit stops, everyone had a different strategy. Even in the first round of pit stops, drivers were just putting fuel. Some were just taking on tires. As we check on Jake Holloway. He is currently ninth. He just got caught up in all this. And it has definitely slowed him down. Jackson Reed has caught up to the 4. As he goes to the inside, he's going to make this pass. As the laps are ticking down here at Daytona. Who is it going to be? To 88 of Blake Thornton. He was going to get by, but that one definitely slowed him down. Ooh, that 32 got on an apron there. Something definitely happened. As we see a few cars. We saw one car go onto pit road. So is that a sign of teams getting ready to start coming in onto pit road? Who is going to be the first one in? And here comes the 4 of Connor Whitfield. He's going to take the lead right back from the 119. Here comes the 88 of Blake Thornton. There's Hannah Kim trying to give that 88 a push. That 88 is going to go into second. As we are 3 wide. Drivers are starting to get impatient. They know the race is coming to an end. If you have to make moves, you don't want to wait too long. But we still have pit stops. There's the 16. And there goes the 88 of Blake Thornton, Wilder, Doug Britton, Dustin Crowe. They're all heading on to pit road. Will they take on tires? That is the big question. Or are you going to just top it off with fuel and go? And the 88 is going to take tires. Is he just taking rights, or is he going to take out 4 tires here? Looks like he just wants a little extra grip there. And he's going to still come out first. Everyone's going to take right sides. As we go back to check on your leader, and here comes everyone else. The 15, the 119, 45, the 32. Jake Holloway's there as well, the 48, the 23. Are they going to take tires? And they are taking right sides. It's probably going to be right sides only here. And he is on his way. We're going to see who had the fast pit stops here. Who is going to be your leader coming out of pit road is going to be the 4. I still don't see the other cars that pitted before, the 88. So the 4 might be back into the lead here. And it looks like it is the 4. Back in the lead. Let's try to find. It is the 4. The 48. Well, 4 had a great two-tire stop. We'll do a rundown here of your top 10. Let's do your top 10 here after that round of pit stops. You got Connor Whitfield. He is your leader. Jackson Reed, the rookie, in second. Hannah Kim in third. Kyle Ashford in fourth. There's Blake Thornton. He came out in fifth. He was like third when he came in to do his pit stops. Logan Mercer in sixth. Javier Rodriguez in seventh. Scott Langford in eighth. Victor Sokolov in ninth. And Doug Britton rounds out your top 10. And it's Jackson Reed. He is your leader. He has pulled away. That's something you do not want to do here. But he's ahead by probably a second over Hannah Kim. But they're going to swallow him up. That is for sure. As we only have, it'll be 8 laps to go next time by. And the 4 is already there. He goes to the inside. Getting a push from Hannah Kim. Hannah Kim says, no way, I'm going 3 wide. Goes to the inside. And now it's Hannah Kim in the lead. Connor's not giving up on the outside. Blake Thornton's there. Jackson Reed. Ashford is there in that 15. Who is it gonna be? Is it gonna be the 45, the 88, the 4, the 119, or the 15? Any of these cars could win this race. Here comes Jackson Reed back in the inside. The rookie does not want to give up. Hannah Kim is going to have to put on a block on these drivers. The 6th place car, the 19 of Rodriguez. He's about 2 seconds back. They could close that gap, but they're running out of time. Blake Thornton in second. Jackson Reed in third. And you have the 4 of Connor Whitfield. Here comes Blake Thornton and inside. He's going to get a push from the 119. The 4 is not close enough to the 45, and the 4 is going to go right behind the 119. That 45 is going to get hung to dry. And we have a lapped car up ahead with 6 laps to go. Blake Thornton is your leader. He is part of Sloth Epic Racing. And the 119 is going to get caught up behind that 117. Behind that 17. So the top 2 have pulled away from the 3rd place car of Hannah Kim. 5 laps to go. Connor Whitfield has been strong all race. He's going to have to time this right, make the move at the right time. And here he goes to the inside. You definitely have to be aggressive here with only a few laps to go, but you have to time it right. And he's going to get by the 88. There's a 119 and a 15 are battling. And now it's Connor Whitfield in the lead. And Hannah Kim is back in the picture. Jackson Reed and Ashford not too far behind. Connor Whitfield just has to hold on for a few more laps. There's a few cars up ahead of that 4. And now Hannah Kim is going to make it 3 wide once again. And the 4 is smoking. Blown engine on the 4. The 4 just blew up trying to get on the apron. Ooh, gets into the 15. And the 4 blows up. How unfortunate. And it's Hannah Kim in the lead. Mitchell O'Brien must be punching air right now. I don't know if I was him, I would be. Hannah Kim in the lead. Jackson Reed in second. Here comes Jackson Reed into the inside. 2 cars. 2 rookies. 2 drivers no one expected to be up front today. Here they are. 2 laps to go. Here comes Blake Thornton. He is trying to close in. Because they're side by side, that's going to help him close this gap. And there's the 48, about 2 seconds back, but he's not too far out. If he can get a run here, the 19 and the 7 have to help him. Now it's Jackson Reed in the inside. Takes the lead right back. He's going to get a push by Blake Thornton. As the white flag waves, last lap here at Daytona. Who is it going to be? The 119 of Jackson Reed, the 88 of Blake Thornton, the 45 of Hannah Kim. Jackson Reed holding off that 88. Now they're back in line. Hannah Kim goes to the inside, but she has no help. It's going to be hard to make this pass here. Jackson Reed, ooh, that 12 is going to be in the way. The 119, is this going to help the 48, the 19, and the 7 close that gap quick? This could get crazy. The 119 dives to the inside. Everyone's there. Jackson Reed wins at Daytona Race 1. Man, what a race there at the end. Jackson Reed, the rookie from Hard Luck Racing, Robert Cron, the owner, wins at Daytona International Speedway. That 45, that lapped car really slowed the leaders down, and Victor caught right up. Scott Langford was there. Rodriguez was there. What a race. A little bit of everything. If this is a sign of what's to come, man, we're in for some exciting racing this season. But congrats to Jackson Reed, the rookie. On top of that, a driver no one expected to be up front today. He escaped disaster in the beginning of the race. Unfortunately, that's how Daytona is. Sometimes you get caught up in some wrecks, and there's nothing you can do about it. And a lot of fast cars were taken out. Fast cars were taken out today, unfortunately. But Jackson Reed took advantage of that, made the most of it, stayed up front. No mistakes on pit stops. Some drivers did have mistakes on pit stops, slowed them down. And the traffic caused a little bit of headaches too. But Jackson Reed held it down here at the end. Let's run down the field really quick. The 119, he is your winner. The 45 was in second, 88 in third. The 19 in fourth, the 7 in fifth, the 48 Victor in sixth, the 01 of Doug Britton in seventh, the 2 of Wilder in eighth, the 32 of Mercer in ninth, the 77 of Crow in 10th, the 25 finished 11th, the 15 and 12th, the 43 and 13th, the 23 and 14, the 31 and 15, the 16, the 31 and 15, the 29 and 16th, the 24 finished 17th, the 9 and 18, the 20 and 19, the 83 finished in 20th, the 17 a lap down, finished in 21st, the 30th a lap down, the 30 in 22nd, the 10 in 23rd, the 99 in 24th, the 0 finished 25th, the 16 finished 26th, the 11 finished in 27th, the 02 finished 28th, the 1 finished 29th, the 5 finished in 30th, the 4 finished 31st, the 12th and 32nd, the 170, he was on his roof, finished 33rd at one point in the race. He was still on the track. The 27 finished 34, the 38 and 35th, the 8 and 36, the 18 in 37th, the 115 and 38, the 190 and 39, and the 6 finished 40th. He only raced 5 laps, unfortunately, for a lot of these cars here. Some survived the wreck, still had a lot of damage, but then they had tire trouble, engine trouble. Man, the 4th, Connor Whitfield, he finished 31st with like 3 to go, blows his engine. I mean, these are things that can happen. Uh, Mechanical failures do happen. And unfortunately, he had a very fast car, Rocket, and his engine just didn't last towards the end. And that was his day. But exciting racing here today at Daytona International Speedway. And then we head to take a look here. We head to Texas and then Darlington. So it's going to be a fun one. Remember, if you win, you don't get into the playoffs. It's a whole different system. Um, it's all about consistency. The first races, the first 10 races. After that, the top 16 in the points get into the playoffs. There is no eliminations like before. NASCAR changed those rules, so are we. It's going to be a chase. So the top 16 in points get in. Then it's the top 10 in the season standings. They're going to get bonus points to start with, to start the playoffs with. So you definitely want to finish, you know, on the top because you're going to get extra bonus points to use in the playoffs and hopefully make a title run. So that's how that works. If anyone has any questions, just hit me up on the Discord. But I'm looking forward to this series. Uh, I feel like there's so many things that can happen here. Um, Everyone has to make smart decisions when they sign drivers. People are going to notice this pretty quick, a few races in. Did I give my drivers the correct setup? Did I sign the right drivers? Did I sign the right crew chief to go with that driver and that setup? So there's a lot of things, you have to think about. Plus, you have to think about your future. Do I save a little money so when a better driver comes along, I can sign him? How long is the contracts? Do I opt in when if he has an option on his contract? Do I opt in? Do I not? There's so many variables to this that it's going to make it very exciting and challenging, and I look forward to it. But like always, thank you for supporting the stream and the league. I will see you guys next time.